darlings, welcome to Tammy and Tiara's. This week I'm doing a cooking video using very basic ingredients. This base has 4 ingredients in it and it's the most delicious base. I've used it on many different kinds of slices with different kinds of toppings as it's a steady go-to because it's just so simple. I always use Aldi ingredients, but as you can see, it's just plain Marie biscuits or plain biscuits, a tin of condensed milk, golden syrup, and butter, and that's it. First of all, we crush the biscuits whichever way we want to crush them. For me, as you know, I use Theodora. She does a lovely job of making them very crummy. To that, I add nearly 1 cup or 113 grams of melted butter. Yes, pour it all in. Make sure you get it all in there. Then, of course, there is the magic ingredient. This was an ingredient used a lot in the 1970s in a lot of slices. I don't think it's used as much these days, but it's golden syrup. I always warm the spoon up before I actually take the golden syrup out. To this you add 2 tablespoons of golden syrup, and also a little tip is to let your golden syrup container warm up in hot water before you try to tip it out. And I do exactly the same with the condensed milk. I warm it up in a hot water in the sink. It's important to mix it well, but as you can tell, this is a very sweet treat. I used to always make this as double batches because when my nieces and nephews came over, there was always plenty of yummy slice for everybody. It's a wonderful base for many different kinds of slices. You could put fruit on top of this. You could do just lots of different things. Your imagination is the only thing that stops you. It's just such an easy base to have, and this is a super simple slice to make, in the last minutes, like, somebody's coming later on in the day, and you can pop this on, get this going, and you will have it to serve in the afternoon. It's that simple. I always like to finish mixing it with my hands. I do. So I've crumbled up my grease-proof paper and I've popped it in the lovely Tupperware dish that Anna gave me from across the road, and I'm going to set the base. This is simply a matter of smoothing it out and then popping it into the fridge. No rocket science about this. I've been using this spoon to smooth out my slices since the 1970s. It's the last little piece of cutlery I've got left from my very first cutlery set that my sister brought for me for my engagement party from her and Alan. So I will never part with that spoon. It does such a good job. But as always, I have to finish it off with the hands. Next is melting the chocolate for on top. Well, I actually didn't do the chocolate topping correct in this, and I'll put a little remedy in the description. I added 1.5 packets of Nestle chocolate chips, milk chocolate. They were 275 grams of a packet, or 225 gram packets, so 1.5 of those. But what I used to do on a lot of times, I would put on a full block of hazelnut chocolate on the top with the nuts in it. That one seemed to be lovely, but my children don't like nuts. So with this one, it is just plain chocolate. Then, of course, back into Theodora to melt it all up, melt it down, and make it lovely and creamy and smooth. What I should have done to this chocolate was added some copra. Copra is coconut milk, coconut oil, as you know. It's excellent for adding a tablespoon to chocolate so that it cuts a lot easier. I put it into the fridge for about an hour. That's all it takes to chill it. Well, in my fridge anyway, so that's really good. Then it's just ready for that chocolate topping. Super easy, isn't it? So there it goes. Putting the chocolate on is always a bit of a hard thing for me with Theodora because of the stainless steel. She cools down very, very quick. But I did get it all out. did take a little while. And of course I heat up the knife that I use, heat up everything that I possibly can when I use it. And do you know, darlings, I don't even have a taste of this slice because I never make these things for me. Purely make them for others to enjoy. I love giving them to my children, making Bert happy with slices that he's had for many, many years. And even though now he can't burn the calories off like he used to, it doesn't make much difference. He still likes to have his slices, but I don't leave him as much. I give more to the children because they burn it off better, especially my son Ben, who works in Melbourne. Like I say, just smooth it all down, make it look as good as you can. You could put little waves in the chocolate. I'm sure most people could do a better job of doing it than I did because this does look extremely messy, but it still tastes the same. It sets practically immediately. It does go dull, and I didn't put this in the fridge. I left this on the bench and it still went dull. Then it was time to cut it up, which I found extremely challenging because, it just didn't want to cut, darlings. It just didn't want to cut. Because I didn't put the copra in, it made it much harder to cut. So I actually sped this up so it doesn't look quite as painful as it actually was. As you know, I make it to give to the children, the adult children, to my two younger adult children. So I divide it up between Simone, Benjamin and Bert, of course. They all must have some. I just drop this at Ben's house. When he gets home from Melbourne, it's nice to have a bit of a treat there, I think, some days. And Simone absolutely loves it. But it did cut up looking very messy, sweethearts. But I have to say, the children said it was delicious and there was nothing wrong with it. So I do hope you like it. I do hope you give it a try. Like I say, super simple. Just quickly, how have you all been? What are you working on with your handwork? Please leave me a comment and let me know if you've made this slice, if you've heard of this slice. Do you do variations with this slice? I pop it into containers that I can drop off to the children. These are recyclable containers if they want to wash them out. But I'll be honest with you, I don't worry if they don't get time to wash them out. I have lots of containers that I put things in. So I always leave extra for Ben because he's a working boy. And Simone is not a big eater. So Ben gets 2 and Simone and Bert get 1. Guess which one is Bert's? So darlings, I just want to sign off now and wish you all lots of love from beautiful Ballarat. Stay happy, stay positive, stay cooking. Hello to my lovely Irish lady who will love this video because she loves it when I do a cooking video. Hello, Ano. I'd love to know your name, darling. I just don't get it right, I'm sure. Thank you for all your lovely comments. Thank you to the new subscribers. And let's just all keep going on this mental health journey, keeping positive, keeping busy, and trying to make others happy. God bless from beautiful Ballarat.